relative to, I'm sorry, the stop relative to the market action. A more conservative stop is going to be placed below the logical points. Let me erase this here. So the logical point here would be a conservative stop because it's going to take more activity for the market to get through there. In other words, it's not easy for the market to just dip down and take you out. But if you put your stop above that level, say up here, because the market has already traded through that area a couple of times, it's easy for the market to get there. Okay, so that's what I mean by a more conservative or a more aggressive stop. And again, remember last night I was very explicit about needing to watch the trades. Unfortunately, a couple of people have emailed me and they said that they weren't watching it, even though they knew I said that this was a particular type of trade that they should watch. Even the last couple of trades where I said watch out for whipsaws, make sure you're monitoring these trades. Remember, you've got to take responsibility for your trading. Not every trade is ideally suited for an autopilot kind of trade. Next up, this is a suggestion, great suggestion. Mac, I found a better way to get the daily video than hitting refresh repeatedly. I right-click the link, select Save Target As. So what would happen here, in fact, let me go over to the Insider Code website. Here's the new website. So what this person is talking about is going in here, right-clicking on this. Okay, you can see it brings up this window here. You save the target as, okay, and that's going to say, there we go. It's going to bring up a window like this, and then you simply select Save. It's going to save this index file here. Once this is done, you click on Open. Once you click on Open, it'll bring up that window in your browser, and it should start playing right away. Okay, next up, a question about the harmonics in the market. Says, in today's video you mentioned the need to measure the harmonics in the market or to use harmonics as a tool. I'd appreciate a more thorough explanation of the use of this tool. Really, in that video I gave you the thorough explanation. Okay, so let me try and go through it here. Remember, and I'm reading into this question a little bit, admittedly, but you've got to resist the urge to look for magic bullets. Okay, the harmonics tool is nothing more than a theory in the market. It's a pattern which doesn't always work. I do know some individuals that do use harmonics exclusively, but these are people that have studied it for years, in fact some cases decades, so they're very, very familiar with it. It's like any other tool. You can't rush into it, folks. You can't expect just a real easy, simple, quick fix. If there were any, quite frankly, more people would be making money. Okay, the reason why so few people make money in any profession, I mean, let's think about this. Let's use professional sports, since most of us can relate to that. If you look at golf, how many golfers out there can, honestly now, guys, okay, honestly now, don't, honestly, how many golfers are shooting under 100? Okay, how many golfers shoot under 90? And then how many golfers are, a scratch golfer or regularly 15, 16, 17 under par? Okay, the list gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Every very good friend of mine, he's also a partner in the ministry. He's up in Minnesota, or he'd probably shoot me if I said that. He's up in Michigan, and his son, he's 10 years old. He's throwing his fastball is like 50 miles an hour at 10 years old. Okay, the kid's got some heat.